In this lesson, we are going to talk about law of sines, day one, because we're going to have a day two with our ambiguous case. But for day one, law of sines, that is when we are given two angles and a side. Now, this is not necessarily a right triangle because before we were using SOHCAHTOA with right triangle tricks. So this is just a triangle where we have two angles and a side. So sine of capital A, which is our angle, over its opposite side is equal to sine of capital B's angle over its opposite side, which is also equal to sine of C, the third side, over its. So we would set up two that we know and then cross multiply. So we wouldn't set up all three because you can't cross multiply with three. But anyway, what we have. So if it's A, then we need little a, or we're solving for little a. Or if it's B, then we need little b, etc. Okay? And then we can kind of work our way through finding the rest of the triangle from there. All right, so let's go ahead and start with sine of, it looks like we have the capital B and lowercase b, so 38 over 4, which is going to be equal to sine of 66 over little a, which we don't know. So when we kind of cross multiply here, we have a sine 38. A times sine 38 is equal to 4 times sine 66. So we would go ahead and divide both sides by sine 38. And this is what we're going to type into our calculator, 4 times sine 66 divided by sine 38, to figure out what the side A is. So let's move that over here. And we have 4 times sine 66. And you can just go ahead and hit enter and then divide that by sine 38. Enter. And we get 5.9. So A is 5.9. Now, to find the other pieces, we do kind of what we did with solving before, and that is if we have two angles, we can go ahead and subtract the two angles that we know, 66 and 38, to find angle C, which would be 76 degrees. And then we can use sine, law of sines again to find our side C, because we have everything else but that. And so you could do sine 38 over 4 is equal to sine of 76 over C. And so then we can cross multiply and then divide by sine 38. And we wind up with, and if we type this into our calculator, 6.3. And there we go. All right, so if you want to try number 2, you can. Otherwise, you can continue to follow along and we will work on that one together. So it looks like we need to figure out what angle A is, because we have little a, and we can easily do that by taking 180 degrees minus 83 and 42. So that means that angle A would have to be 55 degrees. So if we have sine 55, it would go over 15. And then let's just do B first. Sine of 83 over little b. And then cross multiplying, b times sine 55 equals 15 times sine 83, and then dividing. So in our calculator, typing 15 sine 83 divided by sine 55, and we would wind up with 18.2. So the last one is going to be using finding our C. So sine 55 over 15 is going to be equal to sine of 42 degrees, which is C, over little c. And then again, cross multiplying. So in our calculator, we are going to be taking and dividing 15 times sine 42 divided by sine 55. And we wind up with 12.3. If I don't cross it out. And that is little c.